Viofo were kind enough to send us all of this. Stay tuned, you could win this entire bundle. What they sent us was the A119 version 3, the hardwire kit, and a 64GB memory card. The unit features a Sony STARVIS sensor, Quad HD, and an advanced parking mode. On the side of the box, additional features such as a 1.67 element lens, 140° viewing angle, and optional polarizing lens. Be careful there, doesn't come in the kit. On the other side of the box, it mentions the 2-inch screen, rotatable lens, night vision, 140° view we mentioned previously, supercapacitor, we'll come on to that, and the GPS logger, which is optional. The end of the box features the company website. So let's dig inside and see what we get. What greets us initially is the A119 itself, and then under this packing here, another box. Okay, let's see if we can get that out. A little difficult to get out, but shake it out, and a bit of nails as well. There we go. Now we're out. Okay, let's see what's in here. Okay, we've got the main power lead, a useful cord for removing the camera, some clips, some standard mounts, and the usual paperwork we've come to know and love. So let's take a look at that camera. The latest firmware update makes this camera 4K, so well worth doing if you haven't considered it already. This screen here, 2 inches, and not touchscreen, but the buttons are easy to use. Let's just peel that label off. You have power, menu, record or back, and microphone forward, plus alarm or record. At the side of the camera we have the SD card, the reset button, and the microphone. On the other side we have mini USB for power and AV out. Let's peel the cover off that 1.6 aperture lens. Originally Quad HD, this lens is now 4K capable at 140° field of view. And whilst it is adjustable, it's literally only up and down, there is no left and right. With this bundle you're also getting the optional GPS module over the standard mount, which fits here, which gives you the option of mounting the power here rather than directly to the camera. It is quite a compact and easy to use system. However, one thing I did notice having installed it is the screen angle doesn't really help for viewing once installed on your windscreen, which is all down to the fixed mounting position. This becomes far more obvious when you try to use the menus whilst looking at the screen as compared to the 622 on its right. There's a difference when you try to look at the screen. Also included in the box, this nice long cable and a 3-amp twin charger, which is great. Most camera suppliers seem to only provide a single power supply point. This one has a dual connection, as you can see, which makes it a lot more user friendly. You can charge your phone as well as the camera. Plug the camera in here, that leaves a spare port. Brilliant. The camera uses a standard mini USB connector, which is included in the box. Also included the standard mounts. Not GPS, but easy to fix. Also included this PC to mini USB connector. Also included is a removal kit. Slide the cord across the sticky pad and then replace the sticky pad should you need to. Additionally, these cable management sticky pads should you need them in case you can't tuck the cable behind any trim. The usual RTFM warnings, make sure you read this before you install. Read the flipping manual, which details the things you need to check before installing. Helpfully included this electrostatic sticker, which allows you to remove the mount should you need to. Checking the manual, we find table of contents and what's actually included in the box. As standard, the micro SD card is not included, though the camera actually supports 256GB, which most cameras don't. Looking through the settings and operations, we see the camera is actually capable as standard of 1600p, but with the 4K update and a 64GB card, which is included in this bundle, as well as the HK3 hardware kit, you have everything you need all in one kit. This is an incredible bundle you could win. Admittedly, it is sold separately and doesn't come with the camera as standard, but this bundle is all available. So let's dig in and see what's in the HK3 kit. As we slide this out, that appears to be pretty much everything. A kit and an installation manual. The manual is fairly straightforward. As long as you know what you're doing with vehicle maintenance, this is really easy to install. There's actually videos to help should you need it. Let's open this bag and see what's actually included as part of the kit. The sticker on the side of the unit indicates what switch position you need depending on what type of vehicle, car or truck for example, you might be driving. A right angle mini USB connector and then 3 simple connections. What you need is red to the battery, black to ground and yellow to the accessory position. What you get in the box is therefore the Viofo camera, the hardwire kit, the USB to PC connection, the USB power lead, the removal kit, additional standard mounts, some cable mount clips, the SD card and the manuals. Apologies for the delay in the release of this video, but I was having a few issues. Now Viofo have actually replaced the camera. They did decide that this unit actually had a problem. It wasn't switching on straight out of the box. When you first powered it up, it didn't actually power up every time. So they have actually replaced it, so you're getting a brand new camera should you actually win this unit. That said, the dashcam is quite discreet and will easily fit alongside your rearview mirror without any issues whatsoever. I didn't have any issues apart from the viewing angle of the screen. Equally, I would advise, please remember the camera is only adjustable up and down, not left and right, so make sure you mount it true square to the vehicle. If you don't, you can't adjust it afterwards, so please be aware of this. That said, unlike many manufacturers, they do actually include a dual USB port power supply. Most camera manufacturers don't, so this is great. This means you can charge your phone as well, and there's a helpful green LED to indicate that the power is connected. Unlike some of the previous chargers we've looked at, the LED is actually discreet and is not obtrusive even at night. The power cable can be inserted here directly to the camera or here directly to the GPS module. As I've already touched on this, the screen, as you can see, is a little harder to read because of the fixed angle of the camera. However, it doesn't present too much of a problem. You just need to scoot down a little bit. Can be inconvenient over a long period of time if you're initially setting up the camera though. Whilst this unit doesn't have a touchscreen, the operation of the camera is responsive and you get positive feedback from the buttons. The menu structure is very simple, easily laid out and simple to navigate. Once you've updated the firmware to version 2.5, you will also see in the resolution 2880 by 2160 at 30 frames per second. This isn't true 4K as it's not in 60:9, it's in 4:3 format. However, that doesn't detract from the quality of the image. Speaking of which, let's take the camera out for a test drive and show you the quality of the image as well as what the microphone sounds like. Let's see what the colour reproduction looks like on the camera this morning. Bright and early, 6:45, hottest day of the year predicted, 40 degrees here in Ross. Let's see how the camera does with these colours. We've got lots of shade, lots of sunshine, so differing contrast. Let's see how it copes. The quality of the microphone is clear enough, though it is a little quiet. The images though are clear and bright and very crisp, but this is 4K. If you've already watched the car walk around video, you will have spotted that the colour isn't quite as accurate as I would have liked for this camera. That said, it is a very clean picture. Now onto a different stretch of road, let's see how it copes with that sunshine. Well, we can see a flare in the right hand side there, as well as the reflection of the speaker. Now the circular polarizing lens is a optional addition, so you can always buy it if you need it. It's a shame it doesn't get included in the box though. I don't know if you noticed, but as we pass the garage, let's zoom in by 300% on this 4K footage and freeze it there. You can actually read the number plates on the cars. Impressive. Different stretch of road again, and here there's lots of shadow and lots of sunshine. Now this is where I started to notice there's a sudden change in how the camera deals with colours. When you get to the shady parts, it becomes more muted. When you get to the sunny parts, it becomes far more vibrant. Now this is something that became evidently more clear as things progressed. Especially when, on a rainy day, when you look back at the footage, it now looks like this, almost washed out. Very strange, especially how vibrant the sunny scenes were. To demonstrate what I mean, I'm going to rewind this clip and actually show you what happens. Did you see the colour change there? Let's just rewind that and let's see if you spot it. In the sunshine, it's vibrant. As we move to the shadow, it goes dull. You can actually see a colour change in the footage as I slide this backwards and forwards, and this is not being done in the editing suite, this is literally straight out of the camera. I'm not sure if this is a sensor or a software issue, but perhaps something that Viofo could investigate. Moving on to a night scene, the camera copes reasonably well, regardless of whether I'm on dip beam or main beam. Everything is clear and easy to see. This may be in part due to the fact that it's an evenly lit scene, there's no high contrast here. That said, the camera obviously has good night vision and copes really well. Good to see that because a lot of cameras fall down at this point. Overall then, the Viofo A119 V3 is actually a very good camera. There are a few things that let it down in my opinion, but none of them are insurmountable. Realistically, the colour reproduction could probably be fixed with a firmware update. The angle of the screen is something you'd have to live with, but you're only really going to notice it when you're first setting it up. Thereafter, you're probably not going to look at the screen again unless you have an incident. It's kind of a shame that the camera doesn't tilt left and right to give it a bit more flexibility, but as long as you mount the camera squarely on the windscreen, it shouldn't be an issue. So, let's not forget, having done the firmware update, you now get a 4K camera, and the price on Amazon is about £100 for the camera itself, so actually reasonably well priced. In this bundle we also get, because Viofo were kind enough to send it to us, a memory card and the wiring kit, all of which could be yours. And here is what you're going to have to do if you want to win. If you're not already following us on our YouTube and social media platforms, you should be, because that's how you'd find out if you've won. What you're going to have to do? Leave a comment below on this video as to why you want to win this camera. Winner will be chosen at random in a few weeks. Good luck! If you want your clip in a future compilation, submit it using the Dropbox link below. Please remember to complete the submission form, otherwise we cannot use your clip. And finally, thank you for watching, but remember to subscribe and hit that bell.